Newsroom. It's your news done differently with Morgan McCarthy.
Well, good morning. Here's what we're learning today, plugging back into a new week. And on the other side of our Memorial Day, we keep those headlines local as authorities are continuing to investigate a deadly accident on Lake Wissota. According to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, two watercrafts collided on the lake Friday night and resulted in one woman's death. The victim's name not yet released. And you can find more coverage at 715newsroom.com. In Vernon County, a teenage suspect is now facing charges in connection with an armed robbery of a Genoa convenience store. There was a clerk who says a suspect with a gun came in and demanded cash. This was a little after 10 on Monday, and the clerk was able to provide a description of the suspect to officers, who then quickly found a 15-year-old boy who was taken into custody for the incident and remains under investigation. City of Clearwater is looking for a clear replacement as Eau Claire County seeks a new administrator. The current county administrator, Catherine Schaaf, announced plans to retire July 10th. Now applications from folks interested in taking the role are being accepted. You can find some more information online when you make that stop at 715newsroom.com. And for me, it's definitely, that's the word I can never spell. Autocorrect, you're up. You have a misspelled word, something that just never comes out right, no matter how hard you think about it? Well, in honor of this week's Scripps National Spelling Bee, where they have no Trouble spelling, a new study reveals that some of us really do.
The company Word Unscrambler used Google search data to determine the most misspelled words. Here they are. Nationally, the top 5 most misspelled words are definitely, separate, necessary, believe, and through. I'm Mark Mayfield.
You know, those are the exact words that were in a new agreement between Casper and I when it comes to getting along in 2025. Sometimes it's just best to keep us
Separate.
A little distance, a little time might be
necessary.
I think we can do it, I
believe.
And if not, a couple cold ones every night after work is the only way to get
through.
For Sports Talk 105.1, Morgan McCarthy.
Clouds continue to fill in this morning, resulting in a milder start as we stay mainly cloudy for our Tuesday. We are going to have at least a small chance of a few scattered showers, perhaps some rumbles of thunder. Our afternoon high short of average in the upper 60s. As for tonight, mainly cloudy, still a few showers possible, a low of 51, a slightly better chance of showers tomorrow, and a high of 70. On 13 First Alert, meteorologist Derek Dolman.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Good morning, sports fans and enthusiasts from every corner of the globe. It's time to rise and grind because it's game time.
What time is it? Game time!
So grab your coffee, turn up the volume, and get ready to join the conversation.
Y'all ready for this?
Because the Dan Kasper Show begins right now.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
Here's your host and maestro of sports knowledge himself, Dan Kasper.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
What up, everybody? Good morning and a very happy Tuesday to you all. DK Show coming to you from the TDS Sports Talk Studios this morning. Whether you are listening on the radio dials at 105.1 FM, 790 AM, online where you can stream it up at sportstalk1051.com. Got your app, download that, take it on the go, tell your Alexa devices to say, hey, Alexa, play WAYY. Up there. Video streams also up and rolling. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch and Instagram and such. But if you had a longer weekend and such, and you're getting right back at it, we appreciate you making us a part of your starts here on this Tuesday morning, where we've got lots to catch up on. What's our game plan for us this morning? Brewer Crew-wise, Brewers over the weekend, in that 4-game series, they split against the Pirates. barely, thanks to a come-from-behind victory on Sunday. Would have liked, really wanted to at least see a 3 out of 4 in that series, but wasn't the case there. Yesterday, then, Memorial Day, game 1 of their series against the Red Sox. They were able to pick up a win. Barely hanging on to 3-2 after Jackson Cheerio hit a home run in the first inning. First at-bat, first pitch, boom, tattooing it out there and such. But Brewers picking up a win yesterday in front of a sellout crowd for a day game for Memorial Day. So we'll see if the Brew Crew can at least secure a series win against the Red Sox later on tonight. But lots to catch up on with the Brewers here. Yelich, after we've been giving him hard time, and rightfully so, maybe Christian Yelich starting to get into a little bit of a flow, a little bit of a rhythm here. What was it last Thursday? He hit a couple home runs after, we were pretty hard, and again, rightfully so, on him. But now you look at since the 22nd, I mean, he's since the 22nd, 1, 2, 3, 4 game hitting streak, and then 2 hits, and then one hit back on the 25th. So maybe in a little bit of a groove, starting, hopefully. I think that's what we're kind of hoping for, is that, okay, maybe hopefully he's starting to get into that rhythm and feel a little bit better, feel a little bit more confident and such. I don't know, but good to see Christian Yelich play well from the offensive side. Joey Ortiz has been hitting better too. Even Caleb Durbin hitting a little bit better too from the plate. So maybe some of these guys starting to figure it out and such. But you got that, so you got to tip your cap after, again, we were pretty darn hard on him. And you look at Ortiz in his last 19 at-bats, last 7 games. The guy's hitting .316, slugging .526, on base of .435. And even Caleb Durbin in his last 26 at-bats, hitting .308, on base of a .357, slugging .423. So these guys that have been hitting, well, Caleb and Joey have, hitting at the bottom of the lineup, starting to contribute here, and then hopefully Christian Yelich kind of changing it around and maybe going where that arrow is trending upward for him. So we'll talk about that. Logan Henderson sent down. Why? We'll tell you why. We'll explain why. Maybe a lot of you don't necessarily still agree with it, but we'll kind of tell you why. But the Brewers did get DL Hall and Aaron Ashby back, which right now could be a nice boost for this bullpen that has been taxed a lot right now. That has really, really been asked to do a lot here in the last few games and such. So might be a good time to have guys like DL Hall and Aaron Ashby who can give you multiple innings to be back in that bullpen. And I think it relates to Logan Henderson being sent down, even though Logan Henderson is pitching at an incredibly high level right now. But we'll go through some of the comments from Pat Murphy and such about that move, and then preview game 2 for the Brewers and the Red Sox tonight. So they got first pitch at 6:40, and then getaway day tomorrow at first pitch is 12:10, off day, and then a huge series on the road going up against the Phillies. And that's probably where this stretch of this schedule is really maybe gonna, is it fair to say, maybe make or break? I hate to say make or break the season at this point in time as we are heading towards the bottom of May, but I mean, for crying out loud, you got Phillies, you got the Reds, you got the Padres, you got the Braves, you got the Cardinals, you got the Cubs, and then you got the Twins over there. Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. So, but we'll talk lots of Brewers here this morning. Speaking of baseball, the Eau Claire Express season began last night, opening day at Carson Park. And it dug themselves a hole early, 1 point being down 11-0, but the Express clawed back and made it a game, made it a very interesting end and a close end. Still ultimately fell 12-11, but they clawed their way back and made it a game there towards the end there. So game 2 will be tonight against Thunder Bay. And coming up, since it is Tuesday, we'll catch up with our friends at the Eau Claire Express about 8:05, a little past 8 o'clock here this morning. So take a look at that. Reminder, it is Sports Talk nights for the game against Duluth on Friday. So hopefully we'll see you all at Carson Park and at the ballpark. And don't forget, yesterday it started, but going on for up until Friday, partnering up with our good friends at the Express and our friends at Hy-Vee here in Eau Claire for Sports Drive. Donate your sports items for up to 5 general admission tickets for Friday night's game. And how about this? Up to 50 cents off per gallon at the pump at Hy-Vee. So donate up to 5 items for, equipment, preferably gently used or new, especially like when it's baseball, we're looking for new, or tennis ball new, football new, that's because we want to get it in the hands of those who could use them and such. So plus we'll be over at Hy-Vee Friday morning doing the program, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And there's going to be some players stopping by, some members of the Express going to be over there Friday too. So if you got some time to stop by and hang out with us, put it on the calendar and do so. What else do we got on the docket here? We're going to talk a little Bucks. We got a little bit of a Giannis update. From Mark Stein, NBA insider. And there is a little bit of a thought here that I'm going to turn this into a question for you, Bucks fans. Okay? But there is a little bit of a nugget from Mark Stein where he talks about, first of all, we'll go through what apparently the pitch is by Milwaukee to Giannis. And essentially it's, hey, Giannis, Eastern Conference is weak. Stay with us. We're still committed to building. And, because our conference stinks, or, it might be a little dramatic, but it's a little bit weaker. And you factor in Jason Tatum's got a torn Achilles too. So that's going to take a hit for the Celtics in that. But, stay with the Bucks because we're not that far off in the Eastern Conference. But also, Mark Stein noted that the Bucks are hopeful that head coach Doc Rivers can boost their case because he is believed to have a, quote, strong working relationship with Giannis. So I've been one, and I know I'm not the only, and I know there's quite a few of you out there that would have liked to have seen maybe a change at the head coaching position for the Bucks this year. However, if it takes, to keep Giannis, and not only just for this year, but maybe for multiple years, if that's what it takes to keep Giannis, are you good then with holding on to Doc Rivers as head coach? If it means you get to keep Giannis for a few more seasons, are you willing to make that trade? Are you willing to, are you happy with that? Are you good with that? I'm not the biggest Doc fan. Been on record with that. And like I mentioned, I would have liked to have seen a move there. But if keeping Doc means we get to keep Giannis for a while, for a few more years, are you willing to do that? Let's kind of do an informal poll on that, all right? Hit me up with a text, 715-830-1912. Or you can comment on the video streams if you'd rather do that too, or hit me up on the socials. So we'll hit that up. Talk a little bit about that. T-Wolves last night, by the way, falling just a bit short against the Thunder. So the Thunder now holding on to a 3-1 lead, just one win away from advancing to the NBA Finals and knocking out the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. So. What else do we got? We'll talk a little green and gold. Not a whole lot here on the docket, but we did have the Jordan Love throughout the first pitch yesterday. A little high, a little disappointed in Jordan Love's first pitch. A little disappointed for a quarterback to throw it a little high, and then come on, man, we got to do a little bit better than that. Just saying, but he had his softball tournaments, which has become a tradition now over the years, in Appleton, Timber, where the Timber Rattlers play and such. But some comments about his new receiver, Matthew Golden, and Matthew Golden talking a little bit with the media too. So this week, We got some OTAs and such Wednesday. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from Matt LaFleur and some of the coaches' media availability to check out a little bit of practice and such. So we'll have a little bit more, on that tomorrow and Thursday. But we'll go through some of the what Love and Golden. Love is Golden in Green Bay right now. What those two had to say about early impressions, because they just met face to face not that long ago for the first time in that. But we'll go through what a little bit about what those guys had to say. It is a Toyson Ford Grind My Gears Tuesday. So what is grinding your gears? Get it off your chest and let us know. We'll play a little bench start cut just past 7 o'clock. I'll get you the bench start cut question right before the top of the hour, but it is Brewers related. So we'll hit that up there too. Plenty to get to here this morning. It's a full up game plan here. So let's dive right into it. Lots to catch up on surrounding the Brew Crew. Splitting their 4-game series against the Pirates. Yeah. They did get a win against the Red Sox yesterday. Yay. Logan Henderson sent down. But DL Hall and Aaron Ashby back. Yay. And Yelich maybe starting to pick it up. Caleb Durbin, Joey Ortiz. All right. But is it enough? And then we'll preview tonight's Game 2. Brewers looking to at least secure a series win. Let's talk some baseball to open it up here this morning. Take our first break, and then we got the leadoff to kick off things on this Tuesday morning. Stick around. Take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Got a take on today's topics but can't call in? Then hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or the text line and let your fingers do the talking.
When it comes to firearms, ammo, and expert service, there's one name that you could trust in the Chippewa Valley, and that's Tilden Gun. Whether you're a seasoned hunter, a weekend shooter, or just getting started, Tilden Gun has what you need, from top brands and rifles, shotguns, and handguns to a full line of ammunition and accessories. They've got you covered. You're looking to buy, sell, or trade? Well, hey, Tilden Gun makes it easy with fair pricing and honest advice. And if you're in the market for your first-time firearm or just need some guidance, their knowledgeable staff is always ready to help. Located just outside of Chippewa Falls, it's worth the short drive to get real service from real people. Tilden Gun is where quality, trust, and experience come standard. So stop on in today and see the difference at 12427 98th Avenue in Chippewa Falls. That's 12427 98th Avenue in Chippewa Falls. Or visit them online at tildengun.com.
Has anyone told you how amazing your business website is? I didn't think so. Do you think it's just sort of Websticks has taken thousands of websites from to amazing, and you only pay for the help you need with blocks of time that never expire. It's kind of brilliant. Websticks. Find out more at websticks.com. That's websticks with an X.com.
Stunning sights, more clicks, web support from Websticks.
We all live busy lives, and sometimes when you get that little bit of free time, it is sacred. Now, wouldn't it be nice if there was a place where you could go to find out how to spend your free time? Like where to eat, where to catch a show, where to take a walk, where to go support local. Good news. We have a place for that. It's called Around the 715. It's the spot that you go to when you want to find out what's going down around town. And the good news is it's easy to find. Just download the all-new Around the 715 app on your smartphone.
The big focus in America today is on your health. And more people are looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hi, John Murphy here for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment, but now it's mainstream. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. Their well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now, 715-443-4440, 715-443-4440. That's 715-443-4440.
So she has this habit of tapping her forefinger lightly against her lips whenever she's thinking about what she wants to say next.
It's never what you expect.
I've come to understand that when she does it, she's not just thinking, she's really listening with affection.
It's rarely the same thing twice.
Like, my thoughts matter enough for her to pause and really reflect before she speaks.
And it's always magical. At Lasker Jewelers, we've started thousands of conversations with customers by asking,
"Tell me what you love about her."
She treats each exchange as something worthy of thought, worthy of love.
And once we know,
We can show.
the perfect piece for her, she'll love. That's the Lasker way.
And for 100 years, it's made Lasker's the easiest place to shop for diamonds and jewelry in America.
My sister and I are humbled that people from around the world have come to our family's stores
to buy just the right one
for just the right one.
It's such a profound sign of respect and love.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Liz.
Before you ask her,
Lasker.
ServiceMaster of Chippewa Valley is your local expert when it comes to fire and water damage, carpet and air duct cleaning, mold remediation, and trauma. They're when you need them 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Trust comes in the yellow truck. Learn more at ServiceMasterChippewaValley.com.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
If your home's exterior sustained damage in the recent storms, Walker Roofing and the reliable crew can help. Walker Roofing takes the hassle out of the insurance claim process. Walker Roofing has you covered. WalkerRoofing.com.
Broadcasting live from the TDS Sports Talk 105.1 studios, it's the Dan Kasper Show.
Looking for great food, cold drinks, and a welcoming atmosphere? Then you better head on over to the VFW Post 305, located at 1300 Star Avenue in Eau Claire. Open to the public, they offer menu items from breakfast to their famous fish fry and a full bar with a friendly staff. Plus, you can enjoy weekly events like live music performances. Always got some bands playing on over there, and it is absolutely that perfect time. Maybe you spent some time on the back porch patio this weekend. Gorgeous Wisconsin weather. Maybe you spent some of that time on that back porch at the VFW Post 305 with that view of the Dells Pond and the river over there. So what the heck are you waiting for? We'll see you all at the VFW Post 305. Also, one of our fine supporters, partners of the 5th annual Kasper Classic, which is coming to you Friday, August 1st. Only got a few more spots available. If you want to sign up your two-person team, got to head over to sportstalk1051.com and sign your two-person team up right now. Just $90 per team, not 90 per individual, 90 per team. That includes your meal. That includes your 9 holes. That includes your carts. That includes some drink tickets and such. Big shout out to our partners for helping us out for the fifth year of this. We got Lake Hallie Golf. We're going to be at Lake Hallie Golf this year. Park Ridge Distributing, Hy-Vee in Eau Claire, Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Kelsey Nikolai, AJM Automotive Services, Do Dodge Inn, Economy Furniture, Myron Construction, VFW Post 305, Carpet City Flooring Center, and Muldoon's Menswear. And we want to make the 5th year the biggest and the best. And if you're not a golfer, but maybe you want to help out, you want to sponsor, or what we really want to knock it out of the park this year is to have some awesome raffle prizes out there. So if you're interested in helping out with that, hit me up. I know our friends from Economy Furniture are going to be donating a chair and such, so it's going to be fantastic. A big thanks to them over there, and we got some other stuff lined up as well. So if you're interested in that, helping out, support Backyard Dreams, because this is our biggest biggest fundraiser for Backyard Dreams, hit me up. Shoot me an email. All right, that's the best way to hit me up with an email, and we'll talk. We'll do a little talking over there. All right, let's talk some Brewers. Speaking of talking, let's talk some Brewers here this morning. Brew Crew, let's recap from the last few days here surrounding the Brewers. So going back from over the weekend, splitting against the Pirates, which I'll call it. I wanted 3 out of 4. I wanted 3 out of 4 against the Pirates, and let's call a spade here. Brewers maybe a little bit fortunate just to get out of Pittsburgh with a series split. So a little disappointing. It was a little disappointing for me to see the Brewers just get 2 out of 4 against the Pirates. And on the other hand, they might have just been really lucky to get out of Pittsburgh by getting 2 wins here. I mean, the fourth and final game, on Sunday, just come from behind victory, able to get out of there. It wasn't, I was getting, I'm like, oh gosh, lose 3 out of 4 against the last place Pittsburgh Pirates. Come on, guys. And luckily, the Brewers were able to get a 6-5 victory on Sunday. So, and then yesterday, going up against the Red Sox, Jackson Chourio getting things started off with a home run right away off of Garrett Groshette. And we saw the returns of Aaron Ashby and DL Hall, and coming at good times here too, because, Brewers bullpen has been taxed. No doubt about Trevor McGill, 34 pitches yesterday. And he has been worked a lot in the last few days here. So he's probably going to get some downtime here. But DL Hall pitched 2 1/3, giving up just 2 hits, striking out 1. He pitched 33 pitches in 2 1/3 as well. Chad Patrick, another start for him, 4 2/3 yesterday, just 3 hits, no earned runs, 6 Ks, a quality start from Chad Patrick. Again, he has been kind of, really, when you look at it and you look at his play this year, maybe the most consistent starter, at least one of the most consistent starters or pitchers that this team has had so far this season. I mean, really, when you kind of look at it, he hasn't allowed more than 3 earned runs in any of his starts right now. And I think he's just kind of quietly putting together a very consistent and a very solid season for this team. And you look at the records, like 2-4, but he's got a 2.97 ERA. Now he's sub 3. He's pitched in 12 games. He's started 11. Put it in perspective, he's started the same amount of games as Freddie Peralta so far this season for the Brewers. Okay. But you look at his kind of his game logs here. Let me bring these up here and just kind of give you a little bit of a kind of, the most he's allowed, most earned runs he's allowed. And they've all come in May, but he gave up 3 earned runs against the White Sox back on May 1st. He gave up 3 earned runs against Houston. For what it's worth, the Houston one was a win. White Sox one was a loss. And 3 earned runs against Minnesota. That was also a loss. But other than that, April, in 5 games, 5 total earned runs. And in May, he's going to finish up in May. But so far in May, in 6 games, he's given up 12 earned runs. So about an average of 2 earned runs per game. That's, you're talking about Mr. Consistent here. And I think Chad Patrick has quietly had a very solid season so far. And, don't get caught up in the win-loss record, 2-4. It's that 2.97 ERA. And the amount of earned runs he's been given up. I think he is kind of gone under the radar here a little bit, which, you look at the Brewers and all the starters. The starting pitching has definitely been one of the top storylines as we're into the second quarter of the season, whether it's been because of injuries or whether it's because, Freddie Peralta and how he's pitched, or even Logan Henderson and how well he has pitched this year. And then you have some of the down performances and such. And then obviously we've talked a lot about the return of Brandon Woodruff and that. But then you got Chad Patrick, who is putting together a very quality, a very good and a very, a nice kind of, what's the word I'm trying to find here to describe Chad Patrick's season? Just, again, I think I keep going back to the word consistent. And he's put together a lot of quality starts, very good quality starts here for the Brewers so far this season. Has he pitched a ton of innings in his starts? Not a ton. I mean, when you kind of look at it, he is of 12 games so far. And his first game was back in March 29th when he pitched an inning against the Yankees. But since then, he has gotten starts. I mean, he's hit 6 innings, 1, 2, it's just 3 times in his 11 starts. And he's gone back-to-back games where he's 4 2/3. If there's been one thing with Chad Patrick that you'd like to see a better performance from him, or the thing that you'd like to see him really improve on, it's the pitch counts. He's kind of like Freddie Peralta in this too, where he racks up a lot of pitches and not a lot of innings. Because you go back to his last 2 starts here, 79 pitches and 4 2/3 in yesterday's game. 89 pitches and 4 2/3 in his previous start against Baltimore. And then Minnesota, where he went 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, 88 pitches. But, White Sox, 5 2/3, over 100 pitches. You'd like to see him become a little bit more consistent, I guess, in the pitch counts and try to lower that and not rack up those high pitch counts, because now we're looking at this Brewers team and you're probably a little bit nervous when it comes to the bullpen, because this team has really had to utilize their bullpen a lot in these last few days. I mean, they're taxed, especially, we talked about Trevor McGill. He's taxed here a little bit. And it's a big reason why Logan Henderson was sent down to the minor leagues, which I know last week I was saying, you better not send that guy down for as well as he's pitching. And he almost picked up, his 4th win over the weekend, 4th straight win. For as well as he's pitching, you do not take him out of that starting rotation. And while I understand the move, doesn't mean I have to like it. And some of the reasons is the bullpen. You got DL Hall returning. You got Aaron Ashby returning. There are guys that are going to be put in the bullpen to give you some innings, eat up some innings, some long relief options. So when you get those 2 guys back, you're putting those guys in a bullpen that'll give the other guys a little bit more relief, if you will. So I get that. I understand that part of it. The bullpen needs some fresher arms. They need some more help. You look at, okay, I don't know if I'm fully on board with this one, because I know Brewers.com and was it, Adam McCulvey had a piece up there breaking down Logan Henderson's option to AAA, and he talked about starting depth. I understand they've got a plethora of starting pitchers, but to me it's like, but is it the best? We talk about it with Green Bay and the offensive line, the 5 best will play. And I get it, baseball's a little bit different because you got to play the option card and who's got options left, who doesn't, and you can send them up, send them down, blah, blah. I understand that part. But I also feel like, is this the best 5? Do we have the best 5 right now in our starting rotation? Because the current rotation right now is Freddie Peralta. Now it's Aaron Savali who's getting a start tonight. Chad Patrick and Quinn Priester, and Jose Quintana is going to get a rehab start today. And then you got Brandon Woodruff coming back, which I'm all about too. Nestor Cortez isn't going to be back until after the All-Star break, it sounds like. So, I mean, you look at that, who do you kind of maybe send out? And then, the question is like, what about Quinn Priester? Why isn't he being the guy being sent down. And he entered the year with just one minor league option remaining, and he logged 11 days at AAA with Boston before a trade to Milwaukee. An option isn't officially burned until a player spends 20 days in the minor league. So, theoretically, according to Adam McCalvy, the Brewers could go into next season with one option remaining on Priester if he doesn't accumulate 9 more days in the minors this year. They're playing that card. So, it's the option card here. It's the option card. That's part of it. I understand it. Doesn't mean I still have to be fully on board here. The third one here is, okay, I could get a little bit behind on this one. This one I could get on. And it's more about extending to see how, because Logan Henderson hasn't really been pushed in terms of innings. So he missed, because he was a draft pick in 2021. He missed a lot of 2022 with a fractured elbow. And last season, he topped out at 81, just a little over 81 innings. This year, he's already logged 51 innings in AAA. So you're looking at it, as Pat Murphy said, he's not 6'4", 215 pounds, and there's concern he's had injury history. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I respect that. Okay. You don't want to maybe for a guy who's had some arm issues, who's dealt with some injuries, and the most that he's topped out has been 81, a little over 81. He's already at 51, and you're just into the second quarter of the season. I get that. I understand that. You're going to try to probably work him and try to, push it and try to, see how far can you go with his arm, because you don't want to overdo it with the youngster. You don't want to put him in a spot where you're overdoing it and all of a sudden, all right, he's got an elbow issue, and then not only is he done for this year, but maybe it affects next year. I get that. I understand that reasoning, and I respect that. I don't think this, though, means that we're not going to see Logan Henderson at all again this year at the major league level. Pat Murphy's already said that too. It's just now it's going to be interesting if they are concerned about the workload in the innings when he does come back. Is he going to be a guy that's going to be coming out of the bullpen and then, kind of working up the stamina, assuming everybody's healthy? You get Quintana back, he's healthy. Brandon Woodruff makes his debut, he's healthy. Those two, you got Freddie Peralta in there. Quinn Priester sounds like he's staying in the rotation. And then, and Aaron Savali and such. So is Henderson in there. You got Jacob Mizorowski, who's still waiting. I still feel like we're going to see him at some point this year, maybe even if it's a spot starter that. But, you got to feel for the guy, too. A guy who has pitched remarkably. So awesome. It's been fantastic. And he gets sent down to AAA. He's going to be back. There's no question. He knows he's going to be back. The Brewers have told him he's going to be back. Everybody in the world knows he's going to be back. It's still, we're all human. We all have human reactions and feelings and such. Got to imagine a little disappointed, a little down. But he'll move on from that. He'll continue to get work in at AAA Nashville. And eventually he'll be back up. But you look at his last few games, and if there's an argument to be made, he was the best starter, at least a top 2 starter for this ball club. So that's, kind of some of the pitching stuff. Hitting wise, are we starting to see a little bit of an improvement, or, well, first of all, improvement, but also are we maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, are we getting Christian Yelich in a little bit of a rhythm here? Was it last Thursday, a couple dingers in the game. And then he's on a little bit of a hitting streak right now. But are we starting to get Christian Yelich? I think it's way too early to be saying, oh, Christian Yelich is back. I don't want to get into that. But maybe just finally, are we getting in a little bit of confidence back? Are we starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm here? He's been hitting well. He's definitely getting the attention because, one, he's Christian Yelich, and, he's got 9 home runs. And honestly, he had 10, 11 at the All-Star break last year. He's up to 9 this year. So, he's got the home run ball, but it's just the consistency and getting all those other numbers and the averages and the on-base OPS and all that up. But, he puts together back-to-back games where he's getting some hits, getting on base and that. But don't overlook what Joey Ortiz and Caleb Durbin have also done in their last 2 games here. Caleb Durbin, his last 26 at-bats, 308, 357 on base, slugging 423, and some big-time hits too. Some clutch hits too. He has been a lot more confident at the plate. Joey Ortiz, guy who has really, really struggled from the plate this year. What has he done in his last 7 games? 316, 435 on base, 526 slugging. The 2 guys that are consistently at the bottom of the lineup. The 2 left side of the infielder. Especially for Caleb Durbin. You want to stay in the show? You want to stay in the Major League Ball Club? Produce offensively. And Caleb Durbin's not going to continue to be a 300-plus hitter for the rest of the season. That'd be flipping fantastic, but he's not. But if he could continue to show he's more comfortable and more consistent at the plate, the longer he's going to be up there. They don't have a ton of options behind him at AAA. Same at shortstop with Joey Ortiz. But it's good to see these 2 guys maybe finally getting, again, into a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe starting to get some of the confidence at the plate. That's what we want to see with these guys. Joey Ortiz hitting a home run his last few at-bats. He's not the biggest power guy. But, what was it yesterday? You had Ortiz and Durbin with back-to-back doubles. Trading spots, right? That's what you want to see, especially from the bottom of your lineup, bottom of your order. Getting those guys going. But the Brewers have, let's also face it, they've got a lot of ground to make up when you look at where things are standing right now in the NL Central. Cubs continue to play some very good baseball. They're making it very difficult on teams like the Brewers right now or the rest of their division. Brewers are tied for 3rd in the NL Central. They're 1 game below 500, 27-28. But they're 6.5 back from the Cubs for first place. They're 3.5 back from the Cardinals, who are in second place, and the Cardinals are 30-24. If you're wondering, wild card, Brewers are actually closer to a wild card spot than they are for the division right now. Brewers are currently 4.5 games back from a wild card spot. But this NL, National League, especially when you look at the National League West, that has really made things difficult for a lot of other teams in the National League. Your division leaders, no surprises, Phillies, Dodgers, Cubs. Your current wild card teams, the Mets, which they're in a battle between the Phillies for first place. You got the Padres in there. You got the Giants in there. Cardinals are 1 game out. And then you've got the Diamondbacks, who are at 500 right now. They're above the Brewers. But it's kind of a cluster right now. We're past Memorial Day. Do we stop now finally saying it's early? It's early in the season. Maybe we don't say it's still early when it comes to like playoff chases and standings and that, because it's still fairly. There's maybe the best way to say now is there's time. There's time to make up some ground. There's time to make up some ground in this playoff chase, in the standings chase. I don't want to say playoff chase because that's really early to talk about playoffs right now. But there's time to make up some ground in the standings. And there's time to make up some ground in the divisional standings. And right now, I think this is a crucial stretch for the Brewers in terms of that. You know, you're going up against a Red Sox team that's struggling. You got players after the game yesterday, you know, saying they're tired of losing, and you know they're starting to display some of their frustrations right now. And if you're the Brewers, take advantage of that. Try to beat them down. Get this home series win. Because, whoo, Nelly, is it going to get harder. Philly, Cincy, San Diego, Atlanta, St. Louis, Cubs, Twins. Oh, that is going to be a huge stretch. You know what? I'll even throw these two in here because, and this takes us all the way to the end of June. But immediately after that Minnesota series, you've got Pittsburgh and Colorado. Again, last place teams at home, you better win those series. So, I mean, come July 1st, when they begin a road series against the Mets, where is this team going to be at? Will they be above 500? By the time July 1st rolls around, when they hit the road to take on the Mets, you've got Boston right now, Philadelphia, Cincinnati, San Diego, Atlanta, 4 games against the Cardinals in Milwaukee, 3 against the Cubs in Chicago, 3 in Minnesota, and then at home against Pittsburgh and Colorado. 2 series that you should win. Will this Brewers team, who is right now under 500, a game under 500, will they be above 500 when July 1st rolls around? What do you think? And I'll add on to it. Do you think they need to be above 500 on July 1st to really be, in your opinion, in playoff contention? Considering how everything is going on right now, how everything is going on in the National League. We just went through those teams and where the standings are right now in the second quarter of the season. I mean, behind the Brewers, who are 4.5. If we just look straight at the wild card standings, they're 4.5 back. Cincinnati's also 4.5 back. You got the Braves after their incredibly slow start. They're 5 back. Nationals, for crying out loud, are 6.5 back. But considering how the National League is playing out right now, and knowing this stretch of games coming up for the Brewers, do you feel like on July 1st that they got to be above 500 for you to be like, okay, yeah, they're going to be in playoff contention? Because then you start to think, as soon as we get to July, trades. Are they going to be buyers? Are they going to be sellers? Because I think when it comes to July 1st, when it comes to the Brewers, to see where they're at, we may have an idea whether they're going to be buyers or sellers. Now, the thing is, if they're hovering around 500 or they're just like a game or 2 above or below, then I don't know. Then that makes it a little bit more interesting. But, I mean, if you're talking about 6 games below 500, heck, maybe surprisingly, 7 games above 500, maybe we'll know the answer there too. But do you think they got to be above 500 when it comes to July 1st for you to be like, okay, I feel like they're in a good spot to still compete for a playoff spot, whether it's a division or maybe a wild card? Because you look at then July, I know we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but then you look at July, you got a couple series against the Dodgers, that Mets team in there, and then Cubs. Your thoughts, let me know. Hit me up with the text, 715-830-1912, or comment on the video streams or hit me up with the socials. We'll take a quick break. Flying on through, man. We'll wrap up the first hour coming up after these couple minutes.
The Dan Kasper Show will be right back.
Has anyone told you how amazing your business website is? I didn't think so. Do you think it's just sort of Websticks has taken thousands of websites from to amazing, and you only pay for the help you need with blocks of time that never expire. It's kind of brilliant. Websticks. Find out more at websticks.com. That's websticks with an X.com.
Stunning sights, more clicks. Web support from Websticks.
Warmer weather means more time on your feet. Make sure every step feels great. Whether it's running, walking, or working, proper support matters. The Shoe Doctor carries a wide selection of supportive shoes, custom insoles, and footwear solutions designed for comfort and performance. Stop in to find the right fit for spring and summer activities. The Shoe Doctor, helping feet feel their best season after season. Visit the Shoe Doctor today at 2321 East Claremont Avenue or online at shoedoctoreauclaire.com, where comfort starts.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Get ready to save with half-off deals. A great way for you to get goods and services that you will love and you don't have to pay full price. Be sure to check out all the great savings that half-off deals have to offer. There's something for everyone, so be sure to see for yourself. Be ready with your credit or debit card and get ready to save. For more details and to find out about all the savings, just go to aroundthe715.com.
This update sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Every Sunday home game, 9 lucky kids ages 6 to 13 will appear on the field during the national anthem. Enter a child for their chance to have their major league moment today by visiting your local participating PNC Bank. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
I love the way he balances the grocery cart on its back wheels every time we reach the dairy aisle.
It's never what you expect.
It's like clockwork. He looks so focused and serious while he's doing it.
It's rarely the same thing twice.
Like a kid practicing a trick he's been refining for months.
And it's always magical.
At Lasker Jewelers, we've started thousands of conversations with customers by asking,
"Tell me what you love about him."
The way he grins when he manages to hold it steady for a few seconds.
And once we know,
we can show
the perfect piece for him, he'll love. That's the Lasker way.
And for 100 years, it's made Lasker's the easiest place to shop for diamonds and jewelry in America.
My sister and I are humbled that people from around the world have come to our family's stores
to buy just the right one
for just the right one.
Now I understand it's his little ritual.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Liz.
Before you ask her,
Lasker.
Save big on everything for your next outdoor project when you shop at Menards. Greenworks 40-volt cordless tools have everything you need to keep your yard looking great. The Greenworks cordless trimmer and edger is lightweight, starts instantly, and comes with a 40-volt battery and charger. Pick one up today. On sale now through June 1st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
When you're in the business of building the future, why rely on yesterday's internet technology? 100% fiber internet from TDS is engineered to handle industrial strength demands with turbocharged symmetrical speeds and 99.9% network reliability. Get internet that keeps your business light years ahead. Upgrade to cable-crushing TDS fiber internet. Strong enough for your business, strong enough for you. Learn more at tdsbusiness.com. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Stand by as we continue our dig for the truth and the toy at the bottom of the cereal box. Oh, got it. The Dan Kasper Show.
For over 40 years, Post Glass and Mirror has been Chippewa Falls' trusted name in glass services. Whether you're updating your bathroom with a custom shower enclosure, replacing a windshield, or enhancing your business storefront, their skilled team delivers quality and precision. Family-owned company, they pride themselves on fast turnaround times and personalized service. Just give them a call at 715-723-8676 or visit postglassandmirror.com to learn more. Also, don't forget, it is a Toyson Ford Grind Up My Gears Tuesday. I know we're probably going to get screwed up on the days of the week here for some peeps and such, but don't forget, it is a Toyson Ford Grind My Gears Tuesday. So what in the world is grinding your gears? Let us know. Text it, tweet it, Facebook it, video stream it, whatever the case may be. Get it off your chest and let us know here this morning. Your bench start cut question. It's our Tuesday bench start cut question here. I want to give you a few minutes to text in your picks here, and then we'll hit it up at about 7:05. But the Brewers, speaking of the Brewers, obviously have been using a lot of role players and guys being called up and maybe even playing some players out of position and such. But I'm going to give you 3 role players for the Brewers that we've seen some playing time, getting some starts and extended playing time here. And you got to tell me which one you would bench, which one you would maybe kind of continue to start or get increased playing time or consistent playing time, and one you just got. Okay? Just these 3. Andrew Monasterio, Jake Bauers, or Isaac Collins. All these guys, right? Andrew Monasterio has been getting some starts at shortstop, second base yesterday. Heck, was even getting some playing time at first a couple nights ago. Jake Bauers has been playing some left field, which, Isaac Collins has been getting a lot of time in the left field. Again, I think this tells us a lot about how the Brewers view Christian Yelich and maybe that back issue playing in left field. But bench start cut. 3 Brewers role players. Andrew Monasterio, Jake Bauers, Isaac Collins. Make your picks now. Text them to me. Comment on the video stream or hit me up on the socials. Coming up in just a little over an hour from now, we'll catch up with our friends from the Eau Claire Express. The Express dropping their home opener last night. Their epic comeback fell just a little bit short, falling 12-11 to Thunder Bay. They'll be back at it against Thunder Bay tonight. Got to give a shout out to Blue Gold men's and women's track and field teams. The men's team finishing runner-up at the NCAA championships. So congrats to the men's team and the women's team finishing 4th at the NCAA championships. I got about a minute or so left. We'll finish up with Morgan. Good morning, Morgs.
What is it? Bench start cut?
Yeah.
Have you ordered yours yet?
Bench start cut. Order
yeah.
what?
Have you put them in order? The assignment that you've given people?
No, I can't. I'm giving it, and then after 7 o'clock.
But you have your answer locked and loaded.
Yeah.
It's like the rock, paper, scissors of sports.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good, yeah.
So when you come and go camping and go out in the woods and stuff, are you a tent only guy?
No.
What do you consider your cutoff for camping? Like what's too rugged for you? And as you go camping, because we had some friends that went up and it was like kind of like Sawyer County, that area.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the 20s in the morning. That's it's too cold to camp.
I should say, I have camped in colder temperatures before for hunting.
Okay, so what's now as you get older? Is that something that you're like, I don't do that anymore?
I don't mind a tent. I don't mind. Probably my cutoff would be, I remember one time as a kid, I went to camp for something and we had to one night spend a night with just a sleeping bag next to the fire. I don't know if I do that anymore.
That's pretty rugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snakes and all that stuff. I don't need them warming up next to me and such.
Plumbing, showers. Is that you're okay? Okay. So you're still like in camp pretty rugged when it comes to camping.
Yeah.
Are you go up to the lake every weekend kind of guy?
I wish.
A lot of people right now into the camping season and packing.
I wish.
What's your go-to? You have to have 5 things right now to pack to go camping. Tents and stuff isn't included. That's like the necessities. What's you always bring it with when you're going out to the lake?
To the lake or just to go camping?
Okay, camping. We'll say.
Just camping.
Doesn't have to be on a lake.
Probably myself, just because emergency wise.
Specific snacks.
My Gerber utility knife.
Oh, see, you're like gonna wrestle bear and stuff. Yeah. I was thinking like Nutter Butters and licorice.
I can't have Nutter Butters.
Well, you can't have mine either. Then
you want me to kill me? While
okay,
camping?
So your version of that.
You can eat bugs and stuff if it's like Survivor. I mean, come on, this is like
you're gonna get your hands in the dirt.
If this is like Desert Island, I'm only allowed 5 things.
Yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
thinking like, what are you gonna bring to
Probably
make
some
a
water,
s'mores?
probably some matches, some waterproof.
You might as well
that
bring
sort
the
of
face
stuff,
paint
and,
at this point because you're definitely going like
I'm like
GI
Michael
Dan.
Scott. I'll just cut my pants
Right.
and,
Yep.
make a tent that way and then try to duct tape them back because it gets a little too cold. so.
Survival. You've turned this into survival. I was just taking a family trip,
Okay.
but now you're
I
eating
went
bugs,
hardcore.
wrestling bear, chewing on leather.
Exactly.
It's a rough gig, man.
Thanks, Margs.
WAYY Eau Claire, W286CK Eau Claire, Sports Talk 105.1 and 790 AM. From the 715 Newsroom, it's your news done differently with Morgan McCarthy.
Well, good morning. Here's what we're learning today, plugging back into a new week. And on the other side of our Memorial Day, we keep those headlines local as authorities are continuing to investigate a deadly accident on Lake Wissota. According to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, 2 watercrafts collided on the lake Friday night and resulted in 1 woman's death. The victim's name not yet released. And you can find more coverage at 715newsroom.com. In Vernon County, a teenage suspect is now facing charges in connection with an armed robbery of a Genoa convenience store. There was a clerk who says a suspect with a gun came in and demanded cash. This was a little after 10 on Monday, and the clerk was able to provide a description of the suspect to officers who then quickly found a 15-year-old boy who was taken into custody for the incident and remains under investigation. The city of Clearwater is looking for a clear replacement as Eau Claire County seeks a new administrator. The current county administrator, Catherine Schaaf, announced plans to retire July 10th. Now applications from folks interested in taking the role are being accepted. You can find some more information online when you make that stop at 715newsroom.com. And for me, it's definitely, that's the word I can never spell. Autocorrect, you're up. Do you have a misspelled word, something that just never comes out right, no matter how hard you think about it? Well, in honor of this week's Scripps National Spelling Bee, where they have no TROUBLE spelling, a new study reveals that some of us really D-O.
The company Word Unscrambler used Google search data to determine the most misspelled words. Here they are. Nationally, the top 5 most misspelled words are definitely, separate, necessary, believe, and through. I'm Mark Mayfield.
You know, those are the exact words that were in a new agreement between Casper and I when it comes to getting along in 2025. Sometimes it's just best to keep us
separate.
A little distance, a little time might be
Necessary.
I think we can do it. I
believe.
And if not, a couple cold ones every night after work is the only way to get
through.
For Sports Talk 105.1. Morgan McCarthy.
Clouds continue to fill in this morning, resulting in a milder start as we stay mainly cloudy for our Tuesday. We are going to have at least a small chance of a few scattered showers, perhaps some rumbles of thunder. Our afternoon high short of average in the upper 60s. As for tonight, mainly cloudy, still a few showers possible, a low of 51, a slightly better chance of showers tomorrow, and a high of 70. On 13 First Alert, meteorologist Derek Dolman.
Blanking on what to do for lunch or dinner? Don't stress about it. It's easy with Hy-Vee in Eau Claire. They have daily meal deals, fried chicken, Chinese food, pizza, chef specials, and a huge selection of easy take and bake meals that are made fresh in store daily. Plus, they even get the grills and smokers out so you could grab yourself some ribs, pulled pork, or half chickens. Making plans for your meals just got a whole lot easier and tastier with the help from Hy-Vee in Eau Claire. I've got my dinner plans with Hy-Vee. Do you?
If your home's exterior sustained damage in the recent storms, Walker Roofing and the reliable crew can help. Walker Roofing takes the hassle out of the insurance claim process. Walker Roofing has you covered. WalkerRoofing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports aficionados and armchair quarterbacks, welcome to the Dan Kasper Show, where sports passion meets expert analysis. Dan's encyclopedic knowledge and infectious passion for all things sports is both impressive and sad.
I have many leather-bound books.
So get ready to laugh, cheer, and maybe even facepalm a few times.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
It's the Dan Kasper Show.
Second hour, kicking off right now on this Tuesday morning, May 27th. If you're up and at it, a big thanks for making us part of your starts on this Tuesday morning. First hour, we spent it all talking some Brewers, talking some Milwaukee Brewers. After splitting against the Pirates, they pick up a win in Game 1 of their series against the Red Sox yesterday. Game 2 tonight. Aaron Savali is going to get to start for the Crew. So first pitch at 6:40. Coverage will begin 35 minutes prior on your radio dials of 105.1 FM and 790 AM. We'll get back to some more Brewers talk coming up a little bit later on here. Also, speaking of baseball, just about an hour from now, we'll catch up with our friends from the Express after they officially began their season last night. Game 2 against Thunder Bay tonight for the Express. First pitch for tonight's game, 7:05. Then they got lacrosse tomorrow at Carson Park. Then a quick road game to lacrosse on Thursday before coming back Friday for Sports Talk Nights, going up against Duluth at Carson Park. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you at the ballpark, not only for tonight and tomorrow, but also Friday night for Sports Talk Night. We kick off this hour. We're going to talk a little Bucks here. We got a little bit of a Giannis update, kind of sort of a Giannis and Bucks update. So we're going to get to that here in just a split second. But to kick off this second hour, it's our game time. It's our Tuesday game time where we do a little bench start cut. So I gave you some options. Yeah, Brewers role players who have been getting some extended playing time. And you got a bench one, you got to start one, you got to cut one. It's Jake Bauers, it's Isaac Collins, and it's Andrew Monasterio. My picks, I'm gonna cut Andrew. Appreciate he's got everybody loves him in that clubhouse and on that team. He is pretty darn versatile across the infield, third, short, second, even first base. He has come up with some nice hits, some big hits, but for this exercise, I'm gonna cut him. I'm gonna bench Jake Bauers. I like the power that he can bring. It's not consistent, but please stop playing him in left field. It looks painful at times. Isaac Collins doesn't have the power of a Jake Bauers, but I'm going to start him because it's just I'm a little bit more comfortable with him playing left field than when it comes to Jake Bauers. So for our Tuesday bench start cut, I'm going to start Isaac Collins. I'm going to bench Jake Bauers. I'm going to cut Andrew Monasterio. Couple of you out there with a quick text. You are starting. This is from Jake. Jake is starting Collins. Benching Andrew, cutting Bauers. Jim says he's starting Bauers, benching Collins, cutting Andrew. And then we've got Adam saying he is starting Isaac Collins, benching Jake Bauers, and cutting Andrew Monasterio. We'll get back to a few more responses coming up here throughout this morning. So, living a dream, Jeff. Good to get. So, I don't know. Like we've had a couple of issues with some texting. We got it figured out with Bloomer Tony. We got it figured out with Living the Dream, Jeff. They've been texting, but I haven't been getting their texts for some reason. We've had they're. If you've been having some issues with trying to text the program, and I'm not reading your texts, it's probably because I'm not getting them. And for whatever reason, you've been placed on the unsubscribed list on our texting line. So hit me up with like an email or shoot me a message on Facebook or comment on the video stream and say, hey, man, texts aren't coming through. I'll see if you're on the unsubscribe list and we'll get you unsubscribed. Because now Living a Dream is back to texting us and I'm back to getting his texts. He says, morning, Dan. What grinds my gear was the weather last week that screwed up fishing in Birchwood for the first time in 25 years. I was skunked on both Saturday and Sunday. Ooh, that is rough. Dave also saying, wife and I took a walk around Carson Park Monday night. Cars parked everywhere. Go Express. All right, good stuff. Let's switch gears here for a little bit and talk some hoops. Timberwolves last night falling to the Thunder, now facing elimination in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, 128-126. So they're one loss away from being outed. And the Thunder moving on to the NBA Finals there. We've got Knicks and Pacers. Knicks were almost in a 3-0 hole before they had an epic comeback, but they're down 2-1. We'll see if they can tie it up here. But don't want to talk about that necessarily. I want to talk about some Bucks news and some Giannis news. A little bit of an update. This is according to NBA insider Mark Stein. Maybe some of you follow his Substack, his Stein report and such. But got a little bit of an update. Now, these are rumors. We don't know if they're all 100% on the up and up, but I think we're all kind of waiting for some rumors and reports when it comes to the Bucks' plans with Giannis or what Giannis wants to do. Now, according to Mark Stein, the Bucks' plan, their pitch plan to Giannis, involves pitching Giannis on staying in the Eastern Conference, given how wide things look forward in the Eastern Conference. And kind of selling him, apparently, this is an interesting strategy, but I understand where they're coming from. I don't know if Giannis is all about this, but pitching him on a gap year for 2025-26. So this was according to Mark Stein. Quote, Milwaukee has indeed been eliminated in round one by Indiana in each of the past two springs, which can't exactly be described as promising when the Pacers have a real shot to make their first trip to the NBA Finals since 2000. Yet simply staying in the East would almost certainly enhance Giannis's chances of winning the second championship he so deeply craves, given the injury-related uncertainty facing contenders like Boston and Philadelphia, and how much harder it clearly is just to get out of the West and into the NBA Finals. A significant aspect of the Bucks' pitch is selling Giannis on the idea of a so-called gap year that enables the team to retool the team while allowing him to maintain his one-team affiliation after 12 seasons in Milwaukee. The very forgiving East landscape certainly enhances the notion that it wouldn't take years to return to contention. Interesting. I completely understand where Milwaukee's coming from this, a gap year. Not only, maybe to get out of some salary cap stuff and all that, but let's call it here too. The Dame injury. It's the Dame injury. If Dame's not hurt, where he's potentially going to miss all of next year, I don't think we're hearing anything about a gap year. But the fact that Dame's hurt and he's going to miss a huge chunk, if not all of last season, you factor it into the gap year pitch to Giannis. But the other part of this from Mark Stein is, I'm a little curious on this one. And I'll throw it back to you Bucks fans. But he also noted that the Bucks are hopeful that head coach Doc Rivers can boost their case because it is believed that the two, Giannis and Doc, have a strong working relationship. So I'm one that wanted a change at the head coaching spot for the Milwaukee Bucks. I still feel like that should have been a move for this Bucks to bring in a different voice, to bring in a different head coach. Now, the NBA is a little bit different than when it comes to the NFL, where it's like, oh, that hot offensive coordinator or that defensive coordinator that's drawing so much attention. We all know these coordinators. When it comes to the NBA, we don't necessarily know the top assistants. And the NBA, the conversation goes, well, do you want a retread or do you want a first-timer? Bucks tried that with Adrian Griffin, didn't even last half the season. Barely even, almost got to the All-Star break. And actually, they won quite a few games, and Doc Rivers ended up being the Eastern Conference coach at that point. So it's a little bit different that way where, okay, you move on from Doc. It's like, okay, is it you're going to go with the first timer again? You're going to go with the retread. What's the scenario here? And I wouldn't even, there's a couple names out there. Obviously, Malone, the former Nuggets head coach. There's Taylor Jenkins, who was a Bucks assistant under Mike Budenholzer, let go by Memphis. Those would be two names I think would be at the top of the list. But if you're a Bucks fan, are you willing? Not that you have much say, but would you be okay with Doc remaining as head coach for the Bucks, if it meant Giannis is going to stick around for a few more years. I know it's tough because a lot of us, maybe not everybody, but a lot of us have our question marks, have our issues with Doc Rivers. But if it comes with Giannis committing, and I think that commitment that fans want to see is maybe another extension, not just by his word and saying, yep, I'll play, but potentially be a free agent after next year. I think if it came in the form of a contract extension, that type of a commitment, then would you be good with Doc coming back? If it meant Giannis is staying here for a few more years? I think so. I think and this is coming from me, who I'm not a believer in Doc full on. I'm just not. But if it meant Giannis staying, man, the fan in me, I really want that. For what it's worth, these are just their opinions. But Carmelo, Anthony, and Paul George, they think Giannis is staying. Paul George on his Podcast P with Paul George, said, quote, Giannis is that old era cut. I think he want to stay in Milwaukee his whole career. Carmelo followed up by saying he's not going anywhere. All right, so Carmelo, obviously former NBA player. Paul George, currently in the NBA. All right, that's their opinions. Maybe Bucks fans think, all right, cool. So all right, gap year. Going back to this gap year thing. Would it help the Bucks in terms of roster flexibility? So the Bucks right now are set to be $23 million under the luxury tax entering the offseason if they don't bring back Brook Lopez. But according to Bobby Marks from ESPN, they would move back into the tax by retaining Lopez if they use their $14.5 million mid-level exception and fill out the roster. So I don't think Brook Lopez back. I wouldn't bring back Brook Lopez. Just I mean, age-wise, money-wise, that sort of thing. I think if you're entering a gap year, you don't bring back a Brook Lopez. I don't think that's the case. It's going to be a weird year, I think, in the Eastern Conference next year when you look at these teams. So, and specifically, maybe some of the teams that we thought would be near the top, especially Boston now, the whole Jason Tatum thing, how much that they got a lot of talented players on there, but they also are going to have a very expensive roster next year, and you're not going to have Tatum. So could they look at that as their own potential gap year? Remember, they got new ownership coming in here too. I don't know if that would affect it at all. Sometimes we see that. Sometimes we see new ownership coming in, like the Bucks, and they just influx it with cash. Don't know if that'd be the case with the Celtics or not. But with Tatum essentially missing all of next year too, and already a very expensive roster, could that be a gap year? Would they approach that? I don't know. Who the heck knows what's going on with the 76ers and Joel Embiid and Paul George? I mean, that's just a injury-riddled team. It'll be interesting to see what the Knicks do this offseason if they don't make it to the NBA Finals this year. Cleveland, I mean, dominated the regular season, but fell short. How aggressive are they going to be able to be in the offseason? A lot of talent on there, too. Indiana, man, could they be in the best spot right now? Who knows? But they may be having to shell out some money for some of their players here, too. So I get where the Eastern Conference is easier to to make that push to get to the NBA Finals. But I think the Eastern Conference is going to be a weird year when you got the Bucks. Let's say Giannis is back and he buys that gap year. Celtics, could they do the same? It's going to be an interesting offseason. But back to the question at hand. If you're a Bucks fan, are you willing? Not that you have much say, but are you willing to welcome back Doc Rivers and embrace the Doc Rivers era, continuing the Doc Rivers era, if it meant a few more years of Giannis? Do you make that trade? I think I do. I'll be honest. The fan of me, yeah, I want Giannis. I selfishly just want Giannis in Milwaukee. I want Giannis. Not all about the players and dictating front office moves and coaching moves, but the NBA to me that's the trend that it's in. That's the era that it's in right now. And I just want Giannis. Fan of me, I just want Giannis, okay? So got to make him happy. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll switch gears here a little bit and chat a little football, shall we? Should we chat a little football here this morning? Yeah, there we go. Computer was flaking out here a little bit. So what did Jordan Love have to say about his new wide receiver while he was hitting some softballs this past weekend? We'll go through some of the comments as the Packers get set for voluntary OTAs.
You're listening to the Dan Kasper Show.
Buying a home can be complex and time-sensitive. In fact, most people only do it 3 times. Michael O'Connell here from Franz & Bank & Trust in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I help homebuyers every day and pride myself on building personal relationships and providing timely and accurate service throughout the loan process. Visit or contact our Eau Claire office today and let me use my expertise to help you. Franz & Bank & Trust, real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 2607586.
Get ready to save with half-off deals, a great way for you to get goods and services that you will love and you don't have to pay full price. Be sure to check out all the great savings that half-off deals have to offer. There's something for everyone, so be sure to see for yourself. Be ready with your credit or debit card and get ready to save. For more details and to find out about all the savings, just go to aroundthe715.com.
We all live on the same planet, but on different continents, countries, states, counties, cities, villages, and then our backyards. We take the world and we shrink it down at the 715newsroom.com to what matters here in your world. Local headlines, community connections, and things you care about. And we like to show you different sides so you can decide. Listen, with the to-do list and just lifing all the time, it can be hard. We get it. Getting headlines and news, that should be easy. We share the same planet. Get news for your world at 715newsroom.com.
When you're in the business of building the future, why rely on yesterday's internet technology? 100% fiber internet from TDS is engineered to handle industrial strength demands with turbocharged symmetrical speeds and 99.9% network reliability. Get internet that keeps your business light years ahead. Upgrade to cable-crushing TDS fiber internet. Strong enough for your business, strong enough for you. Learn more at tdsbusiness.com. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Are you looking for great food, cold drinks, and a welcoming atmosphere? Then get on over to the VFW Post 305. They offer amazing menu items from breakfast to their famous fish fry and a full bar with a friendly staff. Plus, you can enjoy weekly events and live music performances. And it's that perfect time of year to enjoy that view of Dell's Pond from the VFW Post 305. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you at the VFW Post 305 located on Star Avenue. Ready to upgrade your home? Start from the ground up with Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire. Whether it's carpet, vinyl, tile, or laminate, Carpet City Flooring Center has the perfect flooring to match your style and your budget. With one of the largest selections in the area and a knowledgeable team that's there to help, you'll find exactly what you need, whether you're updating one room or doing a whole home makeover. From selection to installation, Carpet City Flooring Center makes it easy. Their professional installers get the job done right and on time. And if you're not sure where to start, their in-store experts will guide you through every step. Locally owned and proud to serve the Eau Claire area, Carpet City Flooring Center is your trusted flooring partner. Just stop on in today and see why more homeowners and contractors choose Carpet City Flooring Center. Better floors, bigger selection, best value. That's Carpet City Flooring Center. Give them a visit today at 3109 East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire and check them out online at carpetcitywi.com.
Feel the rumble at Rock Falls Raceway. May 31st and June 1st presents the Muscle Car Restorations Drag Fest, where muscle cars, motorcycles, and now featuring junior dragsters battle it out all weekend long. If you like the muscle car and motorcycle days, you'll love the Muscle Car Restorations Drag Fest. Bring the whole crew for high-speed thrills, food, drinks, and family fun. Racing action begins Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Don't miss the excitement. Head to rockfallsraceway.com/dragfest or visit us on Facebook and Instagram for more information about Muscle Car Restorations Drag Fest at Rock Falls Raceway.
Broadcasting live from the TDS Sports Talk 105.1 studios, it's the Dan Kasper Show.
When it comes to firearms, ammo, and expert service, there's one name you can trust in the Chippewa Valley, and that's Tilden Gun. Whether you are a seasoned hunter, a weekend shooter, or just getting started, Tilden Gun has just what you need, from top brands and rifles, shotguns, and handguns to a full line of ammunition and accessories. They have got you covered. Looking to buy, sell, or trade, Tilden Gun makes it easy with fair pricing and honest advice. And if you're in the market for your first firearm or you just need some guidance, their knowledgeable staff is always ready to help. They helped my wife just a couple weeks ago. Sean over there did just that. Located just outside of Chippewa Falls, it's worth the short drive to get real service from real people. Tilden Gun, where quality, trust, and experience come standard. Stop on in today and see the difference at 12427 90th Avenue in Chippewa Falls. And again, you can check out their website online at tildengun.com. All right, switching gears here for just a skosh. We've got OTAs beginning up, voluntary OTAs beginning for the Pack and for the NFL this week and such. So we'll see some, or we'll hear from coaches and some of the players tomorrow when it's open for media availability, practice, and a little bit of chit-chat with the coach and some of the players. So limited access there. But nonetheless, it's a chance for the rookies to get some work in with the veterans and such. And I think, one player, I don't think I'm kind of speaking out of turn here or speaking for maybe the majority of Packers Nation out there. I think one connection that we're all anxious to see how it's all going to play out and such is going to be Jordan Love and Matthew Golden, the first-round pick, wide receiver and such. I think we're all curious and excited to see those two, develop an instant connection right away. Matthew Golden was in Appleton participating in Jordan Love's charity softball tournament, a tradition that has really, it started off with Favre initially doing it, I believe. Then Donald Driver took it over for the longest time. I think Jordy Nelson did it for a hot minute. Maybe he co-ed it with Clay Matthews. I think there was a co-year one year. Donald Driver's still heavily involved in it and that. Now Jordan Love is doing it and such. So, I did it. I went 1 year, was it 2010? I went when Donald Driver still did it. Aaron Rodgers participated in it and such. But so it's kind of become a tradition now, where they have the charity softball game. It's moved dates. This was in May. I remember going in, was it June or July? I can't remember. It might have been July, right before training camp opened. Anyways, but Matthew Golden participated in it, and reading some of the quotes here from Matthew Golden on why he volunteered to play in Love's charity game. Said, quote, "You always got to be there for your quarterback." think everybody appreciated that. But Jordan Love, some comments about Matthew Golden said he's a great dude. I'm excited to see just his potential on the football field, but just the start we've had doing routes on air and things like that, he looks like a stud, looks like a very polished receiver. So I'm excited to see just how far he can take it. Also, yeah, so those were just a little bit of the comments from Jordan Love and Matthew Golden. And again, I think this is the pairing. This is this connection. I think a lot of us Packers fans are anxious to see if they can hit the ground running on this. Now, we're not going to know until week 1 when they take on the Lions or in the early parts of the regular season. We're not going to know if there's going to be an instant connection and such. We'll see a little bit in maybe preseason football. We'll see a little bit in training camp practices and such and joint practices or whatever, but we won't know the full-on answer until we get to the regular season and that. But I think there's no question about we're hearing a lot of the right things. We're hearing a lot of positive stuff when it comes to Matthew Golden and such, but we want to see it on the field. That's when the real answers will come out. But man, that to me is, if we were to rank or list, the things you're most excited about when it comes to maybe preseason or training camp. And training camp, we got a couple months yet till training camp. Okay, we're in baseball season right now and such. But with some OTAs coming up here and that, what are like the most? What are some of the things that just have you like really excited or really intrigued about? With some of these off-season workouts or these preseason stuff, like we could say, well, I'm really excited to see player A. We heard so-and-so's added so much muscle or all that. I want to see Matthew Golden and Jordan Love. I want to see that speed on full display. It gets so focused on, it gets so talked about his speed in sub 4.3 40. I mean, that's blazing speed when you're talking about a guy who ran a 4.29. There's no question. But the thing that I think doesn't get talked enough about Matthew Golden is the route running that he displays and his ability. I mean, drop percentage is down there. I mean, you look at what did Green Bay struggle with a lot last year? Drops from their wide receivers, maybe a little bit of timing, a little bit of issues with the route running, fine-tuning some of the things. So, yes, Matthew Golden displays that top-end speed. But the other things that he brings to the table, I think, probably should be focused on or maybe highlighted a little bit more is when you look at what he did at college at Texas and what he potentially brings to the table for Green Bay this year is the route running ability and the consistency of making the catch. Two things that I think Green Bay receivers took a step back from last year. Struggled a little bit last year. I think the quarterback, in first glimpse when we're watching the game live and the quarterback, makes a throw and maybe it's a little bit off target with the wide receiver. A lot of us are quick to blame an inaccurate throw from Jordan Love. But if it's based off timing and it's based off marks, which a lot of it is, some of that blame needs to go to the wide receiver for not hitting that mark. It's a game of inches, right? To quote Al Pacino on Any Given Sunday. Life's this game of inches, and so is football. Football is a game of inches, and when you've got timing routes where you're supposed to break at a certain point here, and you're not completely on the same page as your quarterback, that inch can make all the difference in the world from maybe a great play, maybe a touchdown, to a missed pass, to an interception. Game of inches. And I hope Matthew Golden and Jordan Love hit the ground running. Now, I personally feel, this is just me, but I personally feel that we're not, we're going to see Jordan Love target Matthew Golden early. Now, I feel like Jordan Love, and I'm going to throw Aaron Rodgers in this question because let's say everything's the same, but sub in Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love. Matthew Golden would be going through in his rookie season he'd be going through a growing process, a growing season. Because again, when it talked about Rodgers, what was always the thing? Trust. You got to earn my trust. If you don't earn my trust, you ain't getting the rock. You ain't getting the ball. And eventually, okay, and I understood that. I understand that. But for a lot of that time, though, too, during that Rodgers era, he had the luxury of other receivers ready to go and already having that trust. When Devontae comes in, you can Google it, but there was that Players Tribune article from a few years ago about Devontae, and Devontae wrote it. And he talks about, his rookie season with Aaron. And there was a play that Devontae knew. He's like, okay, the ball's not coming to me. So he kind of was lackadaisical in his route, didn't really try hard. And Aaron threw the ball towards him, threw it out of bounds, and, said some profanity and barked at the sideline to say, get him out of here. Okay, well, Aaron and Devontae ended up developing a pretty darn good relationship after that and a pretty darn good 1-2 punch. But Green Bay, and for the most part of Aaron's tenure there, they had when Devontae was a rookie, they had some other options there. We talked about it. It was like next man up. And that was just a credit to Ted Thompson as general manager, always having that next receiver ready. But so Aaron kind of maybe like, okay, I got to demand that trust. And he was always, pinpoint, wanting this, wanting that, wanting that. I personally feel like it's different now with Jordan Love there. You play a little bit more within the offense. You play a little bit more within Matt LaFleur's style of offense where, all right, we're spreading the ball around. We're going to scheme to get guys open. Yes, you're going to have your first reads, your second reads, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to have your go-to guys. That's a foregone conclusion in any offense. But I feel like Jordan Love and playing within the offense right now is going to create opportunities for Matthew Golden to right away be effective within this offense. Because I honestly feel like, and I don't think I'd be alone in this, but if you subbed in Aaron Rodgers for Jordan Love, how much of an effect would Matthew Golden have on a team his rookie year? I don't know. Because, his first drop, is he just going to ignore him or not look his way? You know what I mean? I know we all know what we're talking about here, right? I mean, that's happened. How many times does that happen? It's like, oh, no. You can go back to the Twitter feeds and just look it up. Receiver drops it, means Aaron's going to ignore him. So I feel like what's going to benefit Matthew Golden here a lot, too, is that he's going to be put into a system. He's going to be put into an offense, this Matt LaFleur offense, that, okay, he's got other options. He's got a Jayden Reed. He's got a Tucker Kraft. There's a Romeo in there, too. You got a good running game. There's not going to be a lot on Matthew Golden's shoulders right away. He's got other playmakers, but he's going to be put into an offense that's going to help him out and going to help him succeed. But he's going to play with a quarterback, too, that's going to give him some chances. And if he makes, a drop or something like that, he's not going to be shunned like 12 might have been doing at the end of his career. But I'm excited to see what these two can do. Love is golden. All right. And you get ready for a lot of memes and a lot of corny phrases for the upcoming season and such. But I hope these two can hit the ground running because Matthew Golden is a unique type of receiver in this offense. We focus on the speed so much, and we focus on that straight line speed from Golden. But don't forget to factor in his route running ability and how well he catches the football, securing the football. Two areas of weakness that really, I think, reared its ugly head for Green Bay last year. And I'm curious to see how Matt LaFleur employs all these different players into this offense. Like I'm expecting some new stuff this year. I'm expecting some new facets to this offense. Mecole Hardman's there. I don't know. I don't think he's a guarantee to make the roster. I think he probably will. If I had to make a roster prediction on March or on May 27th, I think he probably does. But I'm expecting some new stuff when you factor him in there, Matthew Golden in there. You want to get Tucker Kraft more involved in the ball. They ran the ball very heavy last year. Are they going to run it as heavy this year? Maybe not. But I'm curious, intrigued, and excited to see what LaFleur. And I think LaFleur, let's face it too, the way the season ended last year, there were some fans that were like, okay, LaFleur, a little annoyed with you, a little frustrated with you. They're expecting some big things this year, whether it's right or wrong. But let's see this creative play schemes. Let's see these dynamic play calls come to fruition this year. All right, we got to take a break, and we'll wrap up the second hour. What's grinding your gears? It's our Toyson Ford Grind My Gears Tuesday. I'll tell you what's grinding my gears as we wrap up the second hour. Coming up after these quick words.
Got a take on today's topics but can't call in? Then hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or the text line and let your fingers do the talking.
Save big on everything for your next project at Menards. Keep your car clean with Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash. The more wash you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes, making cleaning even the toughest messes a breeze. Get a 100-ounce bottle of Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash on sale now through June 1st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Has anyone told you how amazing your business website is? I didn't think so. Do you think it's just sort of Websticks has taken thousands of websites from to amazing, and you only pay for the help you need with blocks of time that never expire. It's kind of brilliant. Websticks. Find out more at websticks.com. That's websticks with an X.com.
Stunning sites, more clicks, web support from Websticks.
When it comes to firearms, ammo, and expert service, there's one name that you could trust in the Chippewa Valley, and that's Tilden Gun. Whether you're a seasoned hunter, a weekend shooter, or just getting started, Tilden Gun has what you need, from top brands and rifles, shotguns, and handguns to a full line of ammunition and accessories. They've got you covered. You're looking to buy, sell, or trade? Well, hey, Tilden Gun makes it easy with fair pricing and honest advice. And if you're in the market for your first-time firearm or just need some guidance, their knowledgeable staff is always ready to help. Located just outside of Chippewa Falls, it's worth the short drive to get real service from real people. Tilden Gun is where quality, trust, and experience come standard. So stop on in today and see the difference at 12427 98th Avenue in Chippewa Falls. That's 12427 98th Avenue in Chippewa Falls. Or visit them online at tildengun.com.
Have you heard about The Farm? Not A Farm. Of course you've heard about A Farm. I'm talking about 95.9 The Farm. It's the station that'll keep you company while you are working to keep this 715 running. With ag reports at the top and bottom of each and every hour, brought to you by our very own Bob Bolsold, Joe Welke, and Kristen Smith. The Farm will keep you informed while you keep the 715 fed. Local updates and a great playlist. The Farm's got a little something for everybody. That's 95.9 The Farm. Streaming or on your radio. Welcome to The Farm.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the next grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Get ready to save with half-off deals. A great way for you to get goods and services that you will love and you don't have to pay full price. Be sure to check out all the great savings that half-off deals have to offer. There's something for everyone, so be sure to see for yourself. Be ready with your credit or debit card and get ready to save. For more details and to find out about all the savings, just go to aroundthe715.com.
When you're in the business of building the future, why rely on yesterday's internet technology? 100% fiber internet from TDS is engineered to handle industrial strength demands with turbocharged symmetrical speeds and 99.9% network reliability. Get internet that keeps your business light years ahead. Upgrade to cable-crushing TDS fiber internet. Strong enough for your business, strong enough for you. Learn more at tdsbusiness.com. Internet speeds are up to and not guaranteed. Subject to availability. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Sports. You love it. We love it. And quite frankly, I don't trust anyone who doesn't love it. Do you?
Is that a serious question?
The Dan Kasper Show.
Since 1952, AJM Automotive Services has been Eau Claire's go-to for honest, reliable auto care. From oil changes and brake work to full engine repairs, tires, and even towing, their experienced team does it all with integrity and no upselling. And since it's lawn mowing season, and if you participate in No Mow May, that's coming to an end here. So you got to get your lawnmowers tuned up, maybe your riders fixed up in that. They can help you out over there too. So give AJM Automotive a visit today at 1919. That's 1919 Brackett Avenue in Eau Claire. Just got this email too. How about this? This is pretty cool. Today, VFW Post 305 will be hosting their first ever burger competition today, May 27th. All their chefs will be competing for a $75 gift card. But VFW Post 305 will be picking 3 customers at random at 3 p.m. today to be judges. And the competition will be held at 4 p.m. So head on over there to the VFW Post 305. I love me a good burger. That's today. All right. That's today. So, yeah, come on out. So you got their kitchen is open every day until 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Awesome food at VFW Post 305. I gotta go back for some taco omelet breakfast at the VFW Post 305. All right, what's grinding your gears this morning, peeps? It is a Toyson Ford Tuesday morning. Grind my gears. What's grinding your gears? Get it off your chest and let us know. I'll tell you what's grinding my gears. So I wasn't here last Friday. I had one more shot to fill my spring turkey tag. So I attempted, because you can't get it by just sitting, your butt at home or anything like that. I attempted it, tried it this past weekend, and I fell short. So this spring year, I will not have bagged a bird. And that's one of my goals for 2025 with the bag of bird. Now, I got fall season. I know I still got fall. And I was chatting with one on Friday morning, doing a little calling. I was getting some gobbling back. Getting a little closer. So, all right, here we go. Prime time. Is it going to come? It's going to come. Went on for a long time. And then nothing. And that gobbler wasn't coming in. And then just down the road, they decided to resurface the whole road. So that just kind of ruined everything with all the trucks and all that. And but I was like, there it goes. So what's grinding my gears? I didn't feel the turkey tag this spring. Frustrating. Disappointing. It's grinding my gears. But man, this is okay. Anybody who's gone like turkey hunting or he just spends time in the outdoors, isn't a turkey gobble like at least a top 5 sound in the woods. That is like one of the coolest things in the world. Anybody who has especially like, I don't know why, maybe I'm just a nerd when it comes to stuff like this. But when you're sitting there in the woods and you're doing a little turkey calling, and to get something that calls back and get something to call, I don't know, that's just so dang cool. Like, it's responding to you, and then just the power that thing comes through, and it just penetrates through the woods and all. Oh, like elk would be up there too. I haven't personally experienced an elk one. Elk hunting and that easily would probably be up there just from everything that you like see on TV or hear. But I mean, turkey gobbling in the woods, definitely got to be a top 5 like outdoor sound of all time. Just did that. Oh, it's so cool. It's like get you pumped up and get you going. So let's go through some other grind my gears. We've got John saying what's grinding my gears is still the Brewers offense not being consistent enough and not winning the series against the Pirates was a big disappointment. Grinding my gears from Travis, the Brewers sending down Logan Henderson. I understand the options ordeal, but he and Freddie have been their best starting pitchers this season. And for a team that is trying to climb back up into the standings, to send away one of your best starting pitchers was a stupid decision. Another texter with the grind my gears Tuesday. We've got Mark, pretty much baseball and Brewers related here. But what's grinding my gears from Mark is still this offense from the Brew Crew. I thought I had one more a little bit earlier on. Let me bring it up. Excuse me. Let me bring it up here. Here we go. This was from Greg. What's grinding my gears is the Chicago Cubs being a solid team this year and looking like the Brewers won't make the postseason. Plenty of time yet, but it's not looking good this year. All right. If you got any more that you want to hit us up with, please do so. Hit us up with a text on that Shoe Doctors bullpen line, 715-830-1912. So we'll get back to some more of those coming up a little bit later on this morning. Coming up just past 8 o'clock, we'll do our Eau Claire Express chat. All aboard. We're going to be talking some Eau Claire Express. General Manager Sammy's going to be joining us again in studios. So Express beginning their season last night, falling just a bit short to Thunder Bay. Epic comeback though from the Express. They're at one point down 11-0, and then falling 12-11 last night. So they'll get another crack at it tonight at Carson Park, 7:05 first pitch. Looking ahead at the schedule for the Express, you've got Lacrosse coming to Carson Park tomorrow, and then the Express will be on the road Thursday visiting Lacrosse, and then home Friday night taking on Duluth, and that's also Sports Talk night. But going on this week right now, another reminder with our friends from the Express and Hy-Vee, it's our sports drive to help benefit Backyard Dreams. So going on right now up until Friday, May 30th, donate your sports items for up to 5 general admission tickets for the game Friday night, and up to 50 cents off per gallon at Hy-Vee. That's a heck of a deal. So equipment, preferably gently used or new, especially when it comes to like, baseball or tennis, if you're donating any like balls or such, because, we don't want the one that the dog's been playing with for a while. We want to get these into the hands of youngsters or people who could really use these. So just go to the service counter at Hy-Vee to drop off your items. And if you donate up to 5 items, you can receive 5 general admission tickets for their game this Friday. All right, for their game for this Friday. We're also going to be broadcasting the show from Hy-Vee on Friday morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So stop on by. You can donate that morning over there too. Brandon will be with me, Mr. Berg, and we'll be doing a program. I think we're going to do a podcast over there right after we do the show too. So we'll be over there for a few hours, and that's going to be this Friday. The weather looks fantastic, so we may have to be outside setting up and doing a little tailgate style show with the mobile man cave set up out there too. So, but that you could drop off your items anytime this week over at Hy-Vee. Just go in, customer service counter, service counter at the front of the store there too. So big thanks to our friends from the Express and Hy-Vee for partnering and helping out Backyard Dreams this year. All right, so coming up just past 8, we'll catch up with Sammy and chat a little Express, take a look at the rest of the schedule for this week. Dudes and dudettes, those player hats are sweet. Sammy kind of teased them last week, the uniforms and the hats. Yeah, I got to get one of those player hats. I got to get a couple of those player hats, for crying out loud. Those are sick, as the kids would say. And I need an updated one. So I got to figure out how to purchase one of those, because those are sweet. So, but we'll talk a little Express. No RJ reminder. He's visiting his family in Pittsburgh and that. So no RJ, no Badger talk for this week. So we'll get back to some more Brewers talk coming up in the next hour or two as the Brewers get set for Game 2 of their series against the Red Sox. Aaron Savale is going to be on the mound for the Brew Crew tonight. Brewers looking to at least secure a series win against Boston before their getaway day game tomorrow. Off day Thursday, and then schedule gets really rough. Philly, Cincy, San Diego, Atlanta, St. Louis, Chi-Town Cubbies, and then the Twins. And then after that, I would call this a big portion. I'd add these teams on here too, because, I mean, you got to win these series, especially when they're at home. Pittsburgh and Colorado to finish up the month of June. So going back to a question I asked in the first hour, for the Brewers, for you personally, do you feel like they have got, when it comes to July 1st, when they hit the road to take on the Mets, when it comes to July 1st, do they have to be above 500 for you to feel like, okay, they're still in a position to make a run for the playoffs, wild card, or division? I know July 1st, you still got 2 more months after that, but you look at this schedule again coming up here for the Brewers. After this Boston series, Philadelphia, one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. Cincinnati, a team that they're tied with right now in the division. San Diego, playoff team. Atlanta, off to a really slow start, but they've bounced back nicely. We know they got talent. Ronald Acuna Jr. is back for the Braves, and he's already tattooing the ball, for crying out loud. St. Louis, second in your division. You got them for 4 games. Cubs, first in their division. Twins, we know about. And then you throw in Pittsburgh and Colorado, 2 series that you should win. I would think you should win. So, when you factor all that in, it's a tough schedule. Do you feel like when it comes to July 1st then, before they hit the road going up against the Mets, that the Brewers have to be at least above 500 by July 1st? For you to feel still good, confidence, they're in a position, not necessarily, maybe still, a few games back, but still in a good position to maybe reach that postseason, to hit the postseason. All right, hit me up with your thoughts. Hit me up with a text, 715-830-1912. Surveyor Sam, you know what grinds my gears? All the gosh dang fibs coming up here, flying 90 miles per hour and weaving in and out of traffic like they were a part of the Indy 500. Look, I understand you need to get to God's country as fast as humanly possible. Heck, if I lived in Satan's puke bucket, I would want to leave too. But could we please slow down a little and not drive Mach 20? Thank you. Surveyor Sam with the early lead for the armchair MVP for this morning. We are awarding MVPs daily now, by the way. MVPs daily, kind of like, the movie Employee of the Month, where you get the gold star every day and the guy with the most gold stars gets Employee of the Month. We're awarding MVPs, armchair MVPs daily, and at the end of the month, whoever has the most gold stars or the most MVPs is going to win something. I think Surveyor Sam's got the early lead right now. with that grind my gears. So participation points matter, but good participation points matter too. Solid grind my gears from our good friend Surveyor, the defending champion of the Kasper Classic. You want to take down Surveyor and Nate's as defending champs? Make sure you get to sportstalk1051.com and sign up for your team, your two-person team over at Lake Alley, Friday, August 1st. 2 hours in already. We got one more to go. We're going to kick it off, talking some Eau Claire Express. General Manager Sam is going to be joining us in the studio again. We'll take a look at the rest of the week here. What's going on with the Express promotion-wise and such, especially Friday night, our Sports Talk night, and our Sports Drive that's currently going on right now. News updates. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
WAYY Eau Claire, W286CK Eau Claire, Sports Talk 105.1 and 790 AM. From the 715 Newsroom, it's your news done differently with Morgan McCarthy.
Well, good morning. Here's what we're learning today, plugging back into a new week. And on the other side of our Memorial Day, we keep those headlines local as authorities are continuing to investigate a deadly accident on Lake Wissota. According to the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, 2 watercrafts collided on the lake Friday night and resulted in one woman's death. The victim's name not yet released. And you can find more coverage at 715newsroom.com. In Vernon County, a teenage suspect is now facing charges in connection with an armed robbery of a Genoa convenience store. There was a clerk who says a suspect with a gun came in and demanded cash. This was a little after 10 on Monday, and the clerk was able to provide a description of the suspect to officers, who then quickly found a 15-year-old boy who was taken into custody for the incident and remains under investigation. The city of Clearwater is looking for a clear replacement as Eau Claire County seeks a new administrator. The current county administrator, Catherine Schaaf, announced plans to retire July 10th. Now applications from folks interested in taking the role are being accepted. You can find some more information online when you make that stop at 715newsroom.com. And for me, it's definitely, that's the word I can never spell. Autocorrect, you're up. Do you have a misspelled word, something that just never comes out right, no matter how hard you think about it? Well, in honor of this week's Scripps National Spelling Bee, where they have no TROUBLE spelling, a new study reveals that some of us really D-O.
The company Word Unscrambler used Google search data to determine the most misspelled words. Here they are. Nationally, the top 5 most misspelled words are definitely, separate, necessary, believe, and through. I'm Mark Mayfield.
You know, those are the exact words that were in a new agreement between Kasper and I when it comes to getting along in 2025. Sometimes it's just best to keep us
separate.
A little distance, a little time might be
necessary.
I think we can do it. I
believe.
And if not, a couple cold ones every night after work is the only way to get
through.
For Sports Talk 105.1. Morgan McCarthy.
Clouds continue to fill in this morning, resulting in a milder start as we stay mainly cloudy for our Tuesday. We are going to have at least a small chance of a few scattered showers, perhaps some rumbles of thunder. Our afternoon high short of average in the upper 60s. As for tonight, mainly cloudy, still a few showers possible, a low of 51, a slightly better chance of showers tomorrow, and a high of 70. On 13 First Alert, meteorologist Derek Dahlman.
Football fans, the countdown is on. The rookies are ready. The matchups are heating up, and it's time to plan your game day. TickPick has you covered with no hidden fees and the lowest price guarantee. So whether you're heading to a rivalry game or just want a weekend experience, you'll pay less and get more. TickPick gives you all-in-one pricing and the lowest price guarantee. They're so confident, they back it up with their best price guarantee. Visit TickPick.com and score your seats before the best matchups are gone. $10 off your NFL order with code FS10 on the TickPick app.
If your home's exterior sustained damage in the recent storms, Walker Roofing and the reliable crew can help. Walker Roofing takes the hassle out of the insurance claim process. Walker Roofing has you covered. WalkerRoofing.com.
From the hardwood and the diamond to the gridiron and the course, Dan's got you covered with his trademark blend of sports passion and knowledge. He has the sports info you want and the sports therapy you need. So get your game face on, people.
Let's go get to the bell, huh? Put up or shut up, sir. We gotta get it started from the jump. Play big. Let's go. That's what legends made, man. Showtime. Welcome to the big leagues. Let's go.
Because it's the Dan Kasper Show.
Final hour kicking off right now on this Tuesday morning. Hopefully all had a fantastic weekend. And if you're just getting back at it this morning, we appreciate you making us a part of your start here. We're going to get back to some more Brewers talk as the Brew Crew are looking to at least secure a series win against the Red Sox of Boston. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a little bit. We'll get back to some more of your texts and your comments as well. You can hit us up with a text on that Shoe Doctor's bullpen line at 715-830-1912 or on the video streams, or hit us up on the socials like X, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. But it is Tuesday, which means it's all aboard, everybody, because we're going to talk some Eau Claire Express, the Eau Claire Express, beginning their season last night, opening day last night at Carson Park. And if you like offense with your baseball, there was a lot of offense last night. Express falling just a little bit short from an epic comeback last night, 12-11, falling to Thunder Bay, but they get another crack at it tonight at Carson Park, taking on Thunder Bay. First pitch is going to be at 7:05. And joining us is General Manager Sammy. Not on a lot of sleep right now, so we're getting the extra big coffee this morning here. So, well, happy opening day in the books.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather, great turnout.
Perfect weather, right? Oh, gosh.
We had over 2,000 of our closest friends there.
That's awesome. Does it finally feel like now it's season? Or still a little too? I know last week we were talking, I was like, can't believe it's here.
Yeah.
Now you got the first game in. Does it feel, yeah, it's here now. Or still a little too early?
Still a little too early.
Yeah.
I think maybe after today and tomorrow it might feel a little bit more after we've gone through the swing of it a few times. But
pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. I like George with the crack back or whatever you said. I was like, oh, crack of the bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
get another crack at it.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So I mean, a lot of firsts last night too. You had the video board going.
Oh my
last night,
gosh, the
too.
WMB financial video board is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, people I think really finally understood how important it was. I think when we announced it, people didn't quite understand why that was such a huge improvement that we were needing to see. But I mean, the scoreboard alone, it's bright, is huge, and you can see it from anywhere in the ballpark, where before you had to take a picture and zoom in as far as you humanly possibly could on your phone to just see what. So now I can look outside from the concession stand and be like, oh, we're in the fourth inning, and
Right.
so that's a huge improvement. And just, that was just game one. And as we progress throughout the season, we're going to just get more comfortable with utilizing the WMB financial video board. And that's just going to allow for us to have so much more interaction with our fans and our players. So it's just going to get better from here. We got 35 more games, hopefully plus some playoffs to perfect our game.
Absolutely. So you teased it also last week. Those hats, those jerseys are pretty dang sweet.
Yeah, they turned out really sweet.
Those are. I was even showing Hudson them, and he gave me a thumbs up.
Oh, good.
On it. So,
They have Hudson approval.
yeah, they do. So, but those were fantastic. I mean, you guys are looking good out there. As Dion says, look good, play good. So, but I mean, video boards, new jerseys, new hats, everything. A lot of stuff's new this year. So, just a fantastic job over there too.
Thank you.
So, yeah. And I know this is a big week too. It officially kicked off yesterday, but the sports drive with our good friends at Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
But going on all the way up through Friday.
Yep.
Head on over to Hy-Vee. We're doing a sports drive for gently used or new sports equipment. And that way we could get in the hands of those who could use them.
Yep.
And you guys are gracious enough to get, if anybody drops off some items, up to 5 game tickets for that night.
Yep, for the Friday, May 30th, the Sports Talk night.
Yep. And then Hy-Vee is going to give you 50 cents, up to 50 cents.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. Especially
if you went today.
Right.
And they already do a lot today.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to get the Hy-Vee card.
Or exactly.
The little
fuel
the gas
perks.
card.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So, I mean, and if you can stack it too. That's the other thing. Because there is a Angie over there.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the gas pump queen. Whenever we talk to her once in a while, she has it worked out to where sometimes she fills up her tank and she only pays like $2.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, something on Tuesdays if you spend $100 on your groceries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. We just yesterday spent 50 and got 25 cents off a gallon.
Which is still a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then we're going to be doing a show there Friday morning,
Yes,
starting
we are.
at 6 a.m. So stop on by.
I will not be there at 6 a.m.
No. But they do have a Starbucks there. So if you need some coffee when you do stop by, you don't have to go far from there. So, but maybe some Express people stopping by later on that morning too. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. So big thanks to you and Hy-Vee for doing that and helping support
course.
Backyard Dreams.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
really cool. So, but we got other games before Friday too.
Yes.
Tonight you're back going up against Thunder Bay, then the rival lacrosse on Wednesday, and then your first quick road game coming up on Thursday too.
Yeah, down to lacrosse and then Duluth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the guys just got in this past weekend.
Yeah, most of them got here Friday, Saturday, and a couple stragglers Sunday and Monday. But yeah, majority of them were here for Saturday's meet and greet with Dale.
Mm-hmm. And then quick turnaround, they got to play Monday right away. So still kind of early to maybe get a gauge of the personality of this team, would you say? But what are maybe kind of your first impressions from some of the players you've gotten to talk to a little bit?
They're all very friendly. They're all very nice. They look eager to be here.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a couple returners that, walked by and I'm like, you look familiar. I asked Dale. I'm like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Zach Diver's back. He was with us last year towards the second half of the season, and he walked by on Saturday, and I was like, that hair looks familiar. And then I see CJ, Dale's youngest, and I said, is that Zach Diver? He goes, yep. He's just got this flow that's he's got really curly hair. So, but yeah, no, the guys are all very, very nice so far for the ones I talked to on media day. And yeah, I'm excited to get to know them more. I know their host families are all very excited that they're here.
Mm-hmm. And I know, that's one thing too, with the lineup that I know I appreciate, I think a lot of people appreciate too, because we're always curious where they play college ball, right? We're always looking at, the schools that they come from, obviously a lot of California kids coming over here too, but it's always, saw a Gopher on the lineup card too. So it's always cool to see those different colleges those players come to or are coming from, I should say. So still kind of early, to kind of get a gauge. I know, we talked about last week, are they going to be a home run hitting team? Or are they going to be, a defensive team? We're only one game into this and not quite the full team yet. So kind of early to maybe kind of figure that one out yet.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that I will see a little bit more over the next 2 days, especially at home, of what kind of, well, at least, I feel like your teams are different too at home versus when they're on the road too. So
right.
It'll be kind of nice over the next 2 days to kind of get an idea of what this squad right now is going to be able to bring to the team. And so, and then just come by Friday, hopefully they're feeling comfortable at Carson Park, and hopefully they're a home run team.
Right.
People love home runs.
Chicks dig the long ball. I heard from, was it all the old Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine commercial back in the 90s? Yeah,
okay.
With Mark McGuire on there.
Yeah,
So,
big Mark McGuire fan.
Were you a big Mark McGuire
Yeah.
fan? Nice.
And when his son was playing for the Rapids last year, and he made the All-Star game, I was so giddy. I thought I was going to get a chance to meet Mark McGuire at the All-Star game, and then he didn't end up going, and his son didn't end up going to the All-Star game. So I was a little disappointed.
Man, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool, last week you guys announced this too, the Eau Claire Express brand ambassador.
Yes.
So something new this year too. and really cool. So if you want more details, you can just go to the Eau Claire Express's website. But, essentially, if you got a good social media following or you're active on social media and you want to help spread the good word of the Eau Claire Express, sign up and maybe you could be an ambassador for the Express.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what are some of the perks that could be involved with
Yeah,
with
so
this?
you'll get a discount code for people to be able to get discount tickets, and the more people that utilize your code, the more incentives you're going to get. Merch, maybe fan deck tickets. We're still in the works of what the incentives are, but it's all just going to depend on the amount of times that your code's used.
Yeah, and I think this is a smart way and a good way too, to get the fan experience, right? To draw some more of those fans in there, because we want to make the Carson Park a home field advantage too when it comes to these.
It felt
these
like
players.
it last night.
we could hear a little bit from our house.
Could you?
Yeah, oh, definitely. So, I think that's a cool program.
Yeah.
Can I sign up?
Yes, I told you could.
I know, but I just want to make
You're
sure.
like the original ambassador.
Okay, so we got to make it official on that.
Yeah.
I got the application up right now, so
Perfect.
I'm going to have to. So, looking at it, we got the magnet schedule on Friday for promotion. So that's always a big one there. And then
And a t-shirt. Yes, we have t-shirt Friday. So every Friday home game, we're giving out t-shirts. And every single game this year, we're giving out a single trading card. So last
Ooh.
night was Dalton Varsho.
Oh, that had to be a big one. That had to have
And
been a
so
big one.
I don't know who is tonight. Or I don't, they're all numbered. So, but we have got alumni.
Okay.
Essentially, either they've made it to, the show or they are team MVPs from the year that they played here. And so it's the friend's got a picture of them playing. And then on the back, my media relations intern, Elliot, he reached out to all these players and got a quote from them on what their favorite memory
Oh, that's cool.
the Express was. So yeah, it's got a little quote on the back from them that he put together, and the cards turned out really great. My photography and graphics intern Braxton, he created all those, and so the two of them worked together, and they
That's
turned out really cool. So the
cool.
first 300 fans in the ballpark will get that.
Oh boy, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
so
to
it's gonna be busy on
tell-
Friday. A lot of giveaways.
If you got any kiddos, guarantee you they probably collect cards. So this
Yeah.
is going to be a big one for those kiddos.
Yeah, so come to every game and you'll get all 36 cards.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And then coming up this weekend too, with the Badlands coming in, you got your first kids TV takeover on the
Yes.
1st. So which one is? Can you tell us a little bit more about that one?
The Minions.
The Minions. Oh boy.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
A little meet and greet with the kiddos, and come take pictures with them, and maybe dress as your favorite Minion character. And
We're looking forward to the Bluey one.
Yeah, me
I'm going to
too.
throw my kid under the bus. He does not publicly admit that he liked Bluey,
that's fair.
but in private, he did. He did.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
I love Bluey.
I love Bluey.
I love Bluey. We watch it every single morning in our house.
I mean, I don't say this a lot about cartoons. I wasn't a big cartoon fan as a kid, unless it was Turtles.
Yeah.
But Bluey was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Bluey is awesome.
It is awesome.
I love it.
We have so many Bluey books.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Kason has 2 Bluey pajamas, a pair of Bluey swim trunks.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. And then on the 2nd, Bark in the Park. Coming up on June 2nd, Bark in the Park. So bring the doggies over. Bring the pups
Yes.
over for Bark in the Park, because
Please.
that'll be on Monday.
It's my favorite game.
Is it?
Yeah.
You gonna
Not
bring
Craig's favorite game. Craig, if you're listening, I just outed you, but
not his favorites?
Craig's a cat guy.
Oh, Craig. Oh, yeah, that's right. He is. I forgot. Yeah, he is a cat guy. So I'm surprised he hasn't tried to figure out a meow in the park night or something like that. You probably don't want to mess with that one, because then you have to set up litter boxes and all that stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
no, we don't want that.
That is the
So,
sound. I love cats. Don't get me wrong, but
so are your boys gonna make an appearance?
as long as it's not too hot out.
Yeah.
My husband said they could. Plus
Okay.
Jason.
Plus,
So
the whole family's
Yeah.
gonna be coming out.
the whole Crazer
for-
clan's gonna be there.
for Bark the Park night. That's awesome. So, obviously with the season underway and such, birthday parties and that, do you still have openings for some birthday
Yeah,
parties?
We had our
for
first one last night.
first one for
Yeah,
the first game?
I dressed up the table, had a little birthday banner over there, a balloon. The kids get goodie bags. They get pizza from Toppers. They get cupcakes. Get to stay play ball with all their friends on the field. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
And it's at the Whiffley Zone, right?
Yes. Yeah. Reserved
So-
table for you, so you don't have to worry about getting there early.
Perfect. That's a big one because, yeah, we're going to be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
For our own birthday
Did you get
party. for
the
Whiffley
invitations
Zone.
all sent out?
We did.
How
We did.
many?
We're still waiting on a couple of callbacks.
Okay.
But we're it's I got a feeling they may go up to the wire, that kind of well, you're gonna get ready for that when your little guy gets older and
Yeah.
figuring that out. So it's get the last minute ones. Yep, they'll be there. It's like, okay, we gotta figure out another ticket or another goodie bag or something like that.
It's a good thing you know someone.
I do. I do. So, but tickets, for everybody too, I think this is always a good reminder because we kind of talk about it every year.
Yes.
What's the best way to purchase tickets to check out an Express game?
Obviously, if you want to avoid doing anything online, calling our office or stopping by. Obviously, I do highly suggest buying your tickets in advance. We had a huge walk up last night. I anticipated a 500 person walk up and we had close to an 800 person walk up.
Wow.
So obviously we only have 2 ticket windows open. So, we're working as fast as we can up there, but highly suggest just getting your tickets in advance. Even if you're waiting in line and buy them on your phone, we can scan them right off your phone. You don't need to print them.
Oh, that's a good nugget to know. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you're going to buy them online, going to the, www.eauclaireexpress.com, going over to the tickets tab, you're going to scroll down and you're going to see purchase tickets online. Then you're going to click that single game ticket tab. Please buy your tickets through the Express website. There's a lot of third-party pages out there that 9 times out of 10, you're going to spend 40% more on one of those sites than you are. But on ours, our highest ticket price is $40. So if you're spending $40 on a single GA ticket, you're definitely not on the Express website.
Right. Yeah.
And then 9 times out of 10 as well, if you're buying a reserve seat, you're probably buying a seat that's already been purchased by someone through our site. And we can't refund you because we didn't see that money come through, unfortunately. So
exactly.
Yeah, we've had a lot of cases of that. It happens every year, but it also happens across the league. And so we all really just push to make sure you're buying your tickets through the team websites, or even just going to the Northwoods League. They've got a teams tab up in the right-hand corner. And you can see all the teams' websites and you can click the tickets tab right there. So you don't have to try and go into the website for each one of those teams. You can just buy them right there.
Yeah, it's a good, it saves you money that way too.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to save money? And then you can get one of the new apparel.
Exactly.
At the swag shop. Or,
Yes.
over
We're going to
there.
have to do a huge restock. It was busy.
Was it? Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Better get that restocked for Friday.
Yeah. Don't worry. We got plenty of hats. Okay. I think we might need to order more hats.
Okay. Do I need to come down to the office today?
Well, everything's up at the ballpark.
Okay.
So if you want to come by the ballpark.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk off there.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. So again, tonight, first pitch is at 7:05 going up against Thunder Bay. And then the Loggers tomorrow.
Yeah.
That first pitch is at 6:35. And again, Sports Talk night, Friday night, 6:35. Going to bring the mobile man cave over.
Yep.
And park it up in front.
Yep.
And get set for.
Hopefully it doesn't rain this year.
Weather looks looks
Is
good.
this wood?
Kinda. I think it might be fake wood, but it counts. So looking forward to that. I know we got a lot of people already texting and saying see you at the game Friday. So
G-Man,
I have not heard from G-Man yet. So we're gonna call him out right now, G-Man. So we'll
Alright.
see. G-Man.
Sammy's asking.
G-Man, you know what? If he's not, I'll text him through our line right here, see if he's listening. So Sammy, thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You got it. And best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we'll talk soon.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk soon. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll have some more baseball talk coming up after these quick words.
The Dan Kasper Show will be right back.
Hi, I'm Melissa Peterson, Market President at Franz & Bank in Eau Claire. If you're planning to buy your first home, your dream home or cabin, let our mortgage experts guide you through the entire process. They'll work with you to find a solution that's tailored to your situation. We'll take the stress out of buying a home. Learn more at franzenbake.com/Eau Claire or stop by our convenient location today. Franzen Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 1207375.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the next grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
If you're a true sports fan, there's only one place to be. That's Sports Talk 105.1. From local takes to national stories, we're talking sports all day, every day. Catch fresh local content like the Dan Kasper Show in the mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and dive a little bit deeper with the Man Cave podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, you can stream all of our programming anytime, anywhere. It's Sports Talk the way it should be on Sports Talk 105.1.
Get ready to save with half-off deals. A great way for you to get goods and services that you will love and you don't have to pay full price. Be sure to check out all the great savings that half-off deals have to offer. There's something for everyone, so be sure to see for yourself. Be ready with your credit or debit card and get ready to save. For more details and to find out about all the savings, just go to aroundthe715.com.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. Your Auto Value Parts Store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people are looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hi, John Murphy here for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment, but now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. Their well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now, 715-443-4440, 715-443-4440. That's 715-443-4440.
Football fans, the countdown is on. The rookies are ready. The matchups are heating up, and it's time to plan your game day. TickPick has you covered with no hidden fees and the lowest price guarantee. So whether you're heading to a rivalry game or just want a weekend experience, you'll pay less and get more. TickPick gives you all-in-one pricing and the lowest price guarantee. They're so confident, they back it up with their best price guarantee. Visit TickPick.com and score your seats before the best matchups are gone. $10 off your NFL order with code FS10 on the TickPick app.
Broadcasting live from the TDS Sports Talk 105.1 studios, it's the Dan Kasper Show.
When it comes to orthopedic care, Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is here for you. Their team of specialists provides comprehensive services, including joint replacement, sports medicine, pain management, and spine care. Whether you're recovering from an injury or managing chronic pain, they offer personalized treatment plans to help you get back to the activities you love. Just visit cvosm.com to schedule an appointment today. Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partner in recovery. Again, a big thanks to